Hey there, Courtney. Welcome into the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. You and I have known each other for a while, and I had you read my human design chart and give me that gorgeous private podcast that you gave me all about my chart so I could learn about it. And I knew that I needed to have you on to talk to our audience about human design and how it can help us with our business. I would love for you to share, though, first a little bit about who you are and who you serve and why did you want to become an entrepreneur?
Yes. Sometimes I ask myself that daily. Why did I
Yes.
want to become an entrepreneur?
Exactly.
But I love it. So, and thank you so much, Tracy, for having me. We just clicked right away. And I was just
Yes.
like, gosh, I love you,
Thanks.
so amazing. And so I'm Courtney Koenig. I am a founder, gifting female entrepreneurs and executives peace. I'm all about sustainable peace and how do we have that in our life in easy ways. And I have a top ranked podcast, clients all over the world. And I just have fell into this because throughout my life, I was like, I need to hustle harder. I need to work more. And I've always loved personal development. I have a degree in marriage and family therapy. And I was like, but I fell into the marketing and market research space. And I was like, okay, let's just roll with this. And it's just fine, whatever. I have 4 kids, so it worked with having kids,
Yes.
and stuff. And so, but about during COVID, I was like, gosh, what if I could do something that really was fulfilling to me? What would I
Yeah.
want to do? And I thought, well, I love the sisterhood of when females walk into the room, when they're around the board table, when they're here in the space, they just bring something. And so I thought, what if I could help them to have a presence on social media and do marketing in that way, and a true
Yes.
connection. And so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And as I was doing that program, I was, working with a coach and launching this program. One of my new friends was like, hey, what's your human design?
Yeah.
And I don't have a very good long-term memory. I don't know if it's just I'm getting older. There's a lot of like missing parts. But like I remember where I was sitting. I remember even what the light was doing at the moment when she asked me about that.
Yeah.
And I just have made so when she asked, I was like, I don't even know what that is. So she told me, hey,
Mhm.
it's basically a personality test like the Enneagram and Strength Finders. And she pulled up this chart and I thought, well, what if I start building some understanding around what this is? What
Yeah.
if I play with it? What if I'm like, okay, this is really cool if I lean into these gifts that it's telling me I have that I
Yeah.
don't really think I have or and so that all started the whole thing of I actually love this and I feel more free because I'm living in this way. That's how I'm built. The gifts I was born with, I'm actually using
Wow.
those and retraining my brain. And then I was like, forget the social media program. Let me just dive
Yeah.
into this. And then it exploded as I launched programs around that. So
That's so cool. That isn't that funny that you remembered exactly where you were sitting and what the light was doing when she asked you that question. I think
yeah.
that's really meaningful.
Yeah.
Um, so I always love to ask for a fun fact from all my guests. What is something fun that people might not know about you?
Oh, something fun. Okay. I have eaten a salad every day for lunch for literally like 20 years. I it sounds like I cannot not have a salad. I have to, and
You're
it's like a
funny.
hearty salad with like chicken and quinoa, like good dressings and stuff like that. I just like have to have a salad every day or I feel unfulfilled with life. Do you know? And chocolate. I have to have some chocolate every day or I feel off.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Okay, okay, good. Now I have questions. I have so many
Yeah.
questions. Is it
Yeah.
the same salad or is it a different salad?
It rotates a little. The base is always like a bunch of like some vegetables and different kinds of screens and things. I like to put different salad dressings on it. I always mix either quinoa or I found these like recently I'm on this like crunchy like quinoa crackers and then I just kind of chop
Ooh,
them up and put them in there.
yum.
And then I like crunchy salad with like peppers and things like that. I kind of do a lot of like on Sunday, I usually do like get my
Yeah,
chicken ready and the veggies ready type of
Yeah.
meal prep. But yeah, so
Yeah, we do that
it-
too.
yeah, it's so fulfilling. I love
Yeah.
eating it.
That's so great. Okay, I have to ask about the salad dressing because are
Yes.
you making your own or are you buying something in the store?
I usually, so for a while I made something of my own, but I can't, I'm like, oh, I got to simplify. But so what I've been doing lately is I'm into, they're called Japanese barbecue sauce. I find
Okay.
them like Walmart, Target, and they have different variations of it. So like the one that I love, there's like a garlic one. It's a really like light, um, dressing type of
Uh-huh.
thing and marinade. So it's not heavy like a barbecue sauce. Like I'm in
Right.
Texas and you're in the South too.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I think barbecue sauce, I think of like
Oh, yeah.
goopy, heavy. It
Yeah.
is light and airy and so good. So they have like
Okay.
all sorts of flavors like that I'm really into. So that's what I've been doing lately.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Oh my stars.
Yes.
If we lived closer together, I'd say, Courtney, make me a salad. I'll be over for
I
lunch.
totally would. We need to have a salad time.
Salad time. All right, we better get to the good stuff. People are like, stop talking about salad now, but now I want a salad. Now I'm gonna have to go make myself a salad for lunch. All right. So I love that you shared what human design is. Was there anything you wanted to add to that? Because I think my listeners are super savvy and they've probably heard human design, but
Yeah.
I don't think they fully understand how is it different from Enneagram and Strength Finders and those other. There's a DISC assessment and some stuff out there that are personality things. How is it different?
Yes, it is very different. It is a personality test. It is an assessment that we're figuring out who we are, what we're good at. It's
Yeah.
similar in that, but what it's different is it only uses the time, date, and place of our birth. So
Okay.
it's a little woo woo. It's a little bit based in astrology,
Mhm.
but I believe that we were born at a certain time, place, and a date for a reason and a purpose. I believe it's very harmonic. Um,
Mhm.
and so to me, it all makes sense, you know? And
Mhm.
so what it tells us is the first place is it tells us our human design type, which is how we operate best, the gifts that we bring to the table. And that's what a lot of different personality tests they do. They're like, here you go, here's what you do. But in human design, there's so many different puzzle pieces that it brings in. It's not
Yeah.
just like one piece of your type and there you go. But
Yeah.
it's like the other puzzle piece is how do you make decisions best? Which
Ooh.
is so helpful.
Yes.
Um, and so, like your emotions play into your decisions, you know?
Yes.
And so you have,
Mhm.
as you're riding this emotional wave, you get to this place of contentment where
Mhm.
you're like, oh, okay, I'm settling in with this decision. I'm giving myself time to decide. That's
Yeah.
how you make decisions. That's your pattern. My pattern is I talk it out loud with people that I trust, and
Uh-huh.
this mushy mushy becomes really clear for me. And
Yeah.
so it's really interesting. And then it brings in other areas of what are characteristics and gifts that we have, whether
Uh-huh.
it's using our voice or we have this extra set of drive. We can crush mountains, all these different layers. There's usually 35 to 40 layers of characteristics and operations.
Wow. I know. And when you did my podcast, um, that was fascinating to me because you dove into all the layers of, and I'm going to get this so wrong, but the channels and the, what else is
The,
there? There's
the gates.
the gates. Yes. The
Yes.
channels and the gates and the this and the that. And I was like, oh, and I listened to it. I've made a commitment to listen to it once a quarter because it really helps me. And it doesn't take that long because each of
No.
the ones is like 5 minutes or something. Um, but it's helping me remember who I am,
Yes.
because I think we compare ourselves to other people too much.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a generator and I have all this energy and I see a mountain and I'm going to conquer it. I'm either going to go around it or through it or up it or over it or whatever. And, but somebody else may approach a mountain and think of it a different way. And they can't compare themselves to me and I can't compare myself to them because that's not fair.
Yes. And that's what I felt like with my journey with human design was since I know I was born at a certain place in time,
Right.
that these are my gifts. And
Right.
so instead of my mind thinking like, well, maybe you actually don't have that gift, it
Right.
translates into, wait, I was born with this gift. So what if I use this way to operate best? What if
Right.
I use this gift to do a certain thing in my business that seems hard, but I'm actually doing it my way. So it's actually easier.
Right.
And so it's that easiness and that flow that we get with human design that tells us,
Yeah.
yeah, this is your road and you can accelerate it down, but use these tools because you can get
Yeah.
to where you want to go. Just you have to do it your way.
Right. And is it the gates that are like green where you always have that thing, or white when you don't, it's not always on for you? Is that the gate thing?
So that's the centers.
The
When
centers.
we're
Okay.
looking at the human design body graph,
Yeah.
it's like chakras. It looks like chakras,
Uh-huh.
and the green ones are go. Those are always on, always centers that we have gifts all the time. So I have the throat center. It's
Uh-huh.
green, and it's
Yeah.
always, so that means it's always on go. And so last night I went to a networking group, a new networking group,
Uh-huh.
and you and I, we do a lot online. And so I was like, okay, when I meet people in person, I got to be normal. Like, act like a normal human. Like, but
Right.
it's been a while, like
I know.
I need to do, and my goal is to do more of those this year.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was kind of like having some panicky feelings as I was going to this group, and it's a women in tech group in
Yeah.
North Texas. And I was like, okay, you deserve to be in the room. When
Yeah.
you go, you have this gift of speaking and you have this gift of connection. Those are
Mhm.
part of your human design gifts. Lean into that. Go have fun. Relax. Don't listen. I don't need to listen to the stress and anxiety because I'm already born with the gifts to combat that.
Nice. That's so cool. I love it. Okay. So we've already talked about this a little bit, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into it. And for everybody that's listening, Courtney, tell us, in order for us to get our human design chart, we need to know our date of birth, right? And the time we're born, and what else?
And the place.
The location,
Yes.
like the city and
Yes. The
state, or
city.
the
Yep.
okay, got
Yep.
it. All right, cool.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
And
So
so a lot of people have to find it on their birth certificate. I had to do that too. But if you don't have it on your birth certificate or you don't know by a family member, there's some hacks and they can always reach out to me and message me and ask me.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was having trouble finding mine. It's not on my birth certificate, actually. And my mom was like, I think it was. And she went and looked it up in my baby book. So, thankfully I was able to recover that. But okay, so let's talk about, because your top ranked podcast is the ROI of Peace.
Yes.
And it's all about how we as women moving through our personal life and our professional life need to be sure we preserve our peace. Am I getting that right?
Yes, totally. We need to, peace is really this investment in our success. It's an investment in our happiness. And it
Mhm.
really is the indicator that makes everything else work more. So if I don't know
Mhm.
if you've noticed it, but in pattern in my life where I'm like, if I'm at a peaceful place, like
Mhm.
good ideas come to me, good problem solving come to me. If I'm
Yes.
stressed or anxious, I can make the worst decisions and
Yes.
I can have the worst quality of life too.
Yes.
My business thrives when I'm at peace and I'm in joy. And so
Yeah.
that's the real return on investment. But
Okay.
we need to have tools that help us get there. One of the things with my app is I didn't want to do another meditation app. I'm like, there are plenty
Mhm.
of meditation apps out there and I think they're
Yes.
great. But I think one of the things that we think is, oh, if I do this one more thing, I'll be great. You know what?
Huh?
But we need to meet ourselves where we're at with our human design. I also have founded this interferers system, which is ways that we sabotage ourselves and those patterns
Oh,
of like overworking,
yeah.
perfectionism,
Oh,
overthinking. There's all these ways that we do it. And through my app, I've developed a way that is like 2-minute resets according to like our human design, our interferers, and really meets us where we're at so that we can have simple steps that return us to that peace and joy very quickly. I was
okay.
telling someone at the network event last night, I was like, it's there's things that we can do like through that are simple that we can do where no one's even noticing. We can get in those
Ooh,
patterns. We're like, you know what? I'm just rubbing my fingers together, which is settling my body and calming
okay.
me somatically. I'm thinking of my human design and, like walking in being like,
Yeah.
okay, I can use my voice. I am okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fascinating. So when it comes to, okay, a lot of my listeners are in um, high pressure roles as entrepreneurs. There is a lot of pressure to be a good leader for our communities and our clients. And some of the business environments that we can find ourselves in can feel like they come with a lot of pressure, like you're talking about walking into this networking thing. So, how does our human design help us integrate? And I think you were just touching on it. How does my unique human design and the listeners' human design help them integrate that piece into the way that they navigate through these high pressure environments?
Yes. And it has really helped the human design type, which is kind of the first place where we start learning
Hmm.
about how we operate best, can really give us clues into how do we have more peace? How do we have more success? How do we let the pressure off of us and stuff?
Yeah,
And so, one of the reasons I started my podcast is because one of the gifts that I was born with is this gift of speaking. And I
uh-huh,
was like, okay, so if I have this gift of speaking, how do I utilize that more in my business? And this is the questions I ask myself all the time. Like,
right,
okay, if I have this gift, what can I do to utilize it? So
right.
that's how I started the podcast. I was like, I didn't think I was a good speaker, and my first few episodes were terrible, but I'm like, it's a skill we all have to develop, you
It
know?
is. Yeah.
And for you as a generator, one of the things how you make things happen is by feeling sparkly and lit up and
Yeah.
filled with joy. That's kind of a road marker that says, yes, Tracy, go in this direction. So
Right.
whereas the world in business says, hey, go over here, do this, do this. You have to be hustling and do this all the time. You can
Right.
internalize and be like, wait a second, what is right for me in this
Right.
situation? And where am I going to go to next? So I feel like it, and it does, it drops that comparison itis that we feel like, oh, in business, we should all be doing this. We should all be doing this one direction, or it should always look like this. And it doesn't
Yeah.
need to at all. It can be very individualized. And we can almost put on blinders to what everybody else is doing and trust
Mhm.
ourselves even more. It's a navigation tool to trust ourselves.
I love that. I like that you talked about meditation there for a second because as a generator, I don't know if this is normal for me or not, but if you said, Tracy, I want you to meditate for 5 minutes, I'd be like, could I please just run around the block naked instead? I just really, I, it's not that I don't like quiet. It's just that I'm like, I have too much going on in my head. I will have song lyrics going through my head. I will have, like at 2 a.m. in the morning, my husband is sound asleep because he can shut his brain off. I think men can just shut their brain off and not think about anything. And I'm laying there with the last Brooks and Dunn song that I heard on the radio going through I'm like, what is happening? So, so instead of get me off the hook here, Courtney,
Yeah.
instead of meditation, I almost said
Yes.
medication. I do like medication. Instead of meditation, what could I be doing according to my human design chart
Yes.
that helps me create something similar to meditation that's not meditation?
Yes. Oh, it's so right on. So as a generator, generators and manifesting generators, those are
Mhm.
the two energy types. There's 5 energy types.
Okay.
Those two have lots of energy. You all are
Yeah.
an energizer bunny. You're going to
Yes.
go, go, go all the time. And
Yes.
so really, this idea that meditation should work for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to shut down their brain. And if you can't do it, you're not being a good human,
You're broken.
whatever.
Yeah.
Kick,
Yeah.
yeah, that does not work. And that's
Thank
why
you.
I really do not like personal development that's not personal. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm like, it has to be personal. Come on. So
Yeah.
so for your energy types, I want you guys to do something like walking outside.
Okay,
I
good.
want you to schedule things that you're doing, a hobby.
Yeah.
Even like putting together a puzzle or doing
Mhm.
something where your hands are busy or your legs are moving, some sort of movement that will get your mind into this contentment place.
Okay.
Even like yoga, just soft, easy yoga, soft something movements that can
Uh-huh.
get you to where you need to go, is how you create more peace. It's through
Okay.
movement, through doing, but it's not through doing your to-do list. It's not through adding 5 more things at the end of the day that you must get done.
Are you in
Not
my
it.
head? Are you in my kitchen every day? What's happening? Do you know me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then the other human design types, because there's the 3
Yes.
others,
You're
which is,
yeah.
I'm a projector. I'm not, reflectors and manifestors. We
Okay.
have like these ebbs and flows of energy. So we're like, we can be on and then we can be really off. And we can need some real downtime. And so
Mhm.
for me, I have to take a nap every day. And if I don't take a nap, and I have an autoimmune disease too, so I have
Mhm.
to be like, slow down. Naps are part of my business plan. And I know that's
I
like,
love that.
yes.
I
Yeah.
love say that again because that is s say I love the way you phrase
Yeah.
that. Say that again.
Naps are part of my business plan.
That's a win right there. Because I am not good at napping,
Mhm.
probably because I'm a generator. My husband's really good at napping, like in and out in 20 minutes. I don't know how he does it. I'm still laying there 2 hours later going, "When am I gonna fall asleep?" And then, also, I was raised in the generation that if you've got time to lean, you got time to clean. Remember that?
Yes.
And so, if I said to my father's gone now for a couple of years, but
Mhm.
if I had said to him, "Hey, my friend Courtney told me today that she's working naps into her business plan," he would have been like, "What in this what is she doing? If she's got time to nap, she's got time to make more money." So, help us if somebody's a projector and they're totally resonating with what you're saying, but they're feeling guilty about it, how do they get over that, Courtney?
Yes. And I've had to get over that. And I still have to work like, I'm taking a nap. It's
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
And that guilt can be soul crushing. But
Oh,
what I do is I flip it. I think, well, if this is what my body is really needing,
huh.
and we can fill in the blank. Like if this is what my heart is really saying, if this is what I'm really feeling I need to do, and I'm not doing it,
Uh-huh.
what message is it telling myself? Is it saying,
Mhm.
"Well, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care what your body needs. You better do whatever's on up next or whatever's going to make you
Yeah.
more money or whatever, that's more important than you."
Yeah.
That's a really messed up way of looking at things. And so I've had to really like retrain my brain that I am honoring myself when I
Yeah.
take a nap. I am honoring myself for not feeling guilty eating my salad for lunch and watching a show. You know what? Like
Yeah.
it makes me do things faster. And I was telling someone last night again at the tech meeting, they're like, "Oh, how long has your app been in development?" Because
Yeah.
usually apps take years to develop.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, we're in like beta round 2, and it's been maybe 8 months at the max."
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of like, "Oh, but that's because I knew exactly what I wanted, and I've been taking care of myself, and I've had
Yes.
clarity. Like when I wake up, I'm like, "Oh, I should do this, for the app or
Uh-huh.
make it this certain way." And it's really like has fueled creativity and problem solving, much more than the other way of thinking that just do it, push through it, muscle
Yes.
through it.
Yes.
I just
Okay. So you just basically said, sometimes we have to slow down to go as fast as we wanna go. Is that
yes,
I
correct.
love that, Courtney, and I
Yes.
love the way you flipped it around, that you're essentially not honoring yourself if you are fighting against the way I believe in God and the way God made you. And I
Yeah.
could even take that a step further and get a little preachy and say, well, if I'm not gonna honor the way God made me, then I'm not honoring him either.
Yes.
So it's almost disrespectful to the
Yes.
one who created you, as I
Mhm.
believe, to ignore the way you were created.
Yes. Oh, I'm getting chills and like little teary. Tracy,
Yeah.
that's totally right. And
Oh my gosh.
I feel like he is cheering us on so much and giving us so much accommodations
Right.
and love. Why would we not give that to ourselves? And when we don't, do we feel like our light is dimming? Yes.
Yes. And I'll tell you, for me, it's a little scary. And maybe this is the generator coming out in me.
Mhm.
It's a little scary, not going to lie, to go on vacation, because I'm like, well, what happens if all my business falls apart? Or it's a little scary for me to take a break in the middle of the day and go walk the dog if I feel like it, because I'm like, well, what if I miss that one DM or that one email or what if I miss something? And like, I actually did take a nap. Did I tell you this part? I
Oh,
actually did
no.
take a nap last week. Yeah, you'd be so proud of me. So last weekend, it was Saturday and it was raining and it was just gross outside.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the couch watching the Olympics. And I could feel my body just going, you need to go lay down. But I am so like, maybe it's a control thing. And my husband finally goes, I think I'm going to go take a nap. And I went, can I come with you? And he was like, well, sure. He was like, and he probably wanted to take my temperature at that point, because he's like, okay, who are you and what have you done with my wife? He goes, sure. And like, oh, this will be interesting. And so, we get in. Okay, and this is so funny. He's probably going to kill me for sharing this, but his way of napping is laying on top of the bed with like a throw blanket over him. Okay. I start to get into the bed and he goes, you're getting into the bed. And I went, we're napping, we're sleeping, he goes, I don't get into the bed. And I went, well, maybe you're doing it wrong. He goes, I don't think you know how to properly nap. It was this whole conversation about who's the better napper. Well, guess who slept the longest? Me. And guess he slept longer too, because he was in the bed.
Oh,
I actually took a nap. And even
that
the
is
kids
amazing.
couldn't believe it. My mom couldn't believe it. The kids couldn't believe it. Like, one of my business besties, I Voxered her this week and I'm like, you're never gonna believe what I did last weekend. She was like, what'd you do? I'm like, I took a nap. She's like, oh my God. I mean, so how do I get over myself, Courtney? How do my listeners, if they're generators or they're like energizer bunnies and they're feeling guilty? I think it goes back to what we were just saying.
Yes.
That I've got to honor.
You got to honor yourself, and trust that the right things are coming towards you and you don't have to force it and pressurize it. I feel like this, like, we're taught that in business, we got to wake up early. We got to stay up late. We got to clear out our emails every day. You know what? But in reality, no one is going to die. We're not in the business of death. We're not surgeons. No one's on our table operating on them. I didn't choose that right for a reason. Like, I couldn't do it.
Right.
So no one's going to die. And I think we just, like, replay those messages over and over again. I get to trust myself.
Yeah.
I will not miss what is meant for me. I will not miss it.
Oh, that's so hard for me, Courtney. Oh, my stars. You didn't know this was going to turn into a therapy session, did you?
I love it. No, this is great.
That is so hard for me, because I am like, if it's going to be, it's up to me, and I need to, and I'm working on myself. I really am. I'm a lot better than I was years ago. Oh, in my 20s, I was a maniac, but I am learning to allow and all that stuff. So you're really helping me. And I hope my listeners have not tuned out by now. Like, well, this sounds like a therapy session for Tracy, and I'm just going to not listen to the rest of it.
No, I bet they're like, me too.
Yes. All right. So I think, and this was one of the questions I had for you.
Yes.
But I think we've kind of covered it a little bit, is understanding that your particular human design, which is, you guys, if you missed it, is your specific human design. Nobody else has my specific human design. Is that right, Courtney?
That's right. Unless you were born at the same time, date, and place,
Got it. Okay.
And
so another baby that was born on the same day, a same date and time in the same city might have my same.
Yeah, might have your same. But I've read what, like, hundreds and hundreds of charts, and I have across the world never seen two people's chart the same.
What about twins? They wouldn't be, because they'd be one minute after each other, right?
Well, and usually around the same time the chart doesn't flip. But so if they're born around the same time, they probably have the same human design.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if it's unique to us,
yes.
Tell me, how can we use it to make more money, to increase our visibility, to magnetize and attract those clients without losing our peace?
Yes. One of the things is to look at the gifts and say, how can I use this gift more in my business? Um, how can I use the gift of communication, because that's an easy one. I think you have that one too. If I'm
Yeah,
remembering, but
yeah, I
yeah.
do. I had talks too much in class on every single report card. Yep.
Yeah. And so asking ourselves like how do I use this gift in my business? So I don't ever my posts that I write out are always like a talk to text type of situation.
Okay.
I voice message my clients, they voice message me. I do a lot of that in order to make things go easy. I
Okay.
also look at my human design strategy. So you have a strategy, my human design type has a strategy, and
Uh-huh.
that's how we make things happen.
Okay.
Um, and so yours is to respond. And so instead of getting opportunity come to you and just saying yes to everything,
Right.
your way of making things happen is by taking a moment and seeing if it fits right with you, if it's settling, if it feels good, giving yourself a little bit of time to respond to that thing and say,
Mhm.
yes, I want to do that. And that's your clue of what direction you should go into. Not
Okay.
anybody else's but should you do this opportunity? Should you do this?
Right.
That type of things, because we get so bogged down in the shoulds,
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
it's the worst.
It
It's
is
so
the worst.
heavy.
It is
So
so heavy.
yeah, it is. And so your responding is not okay, let's jump into every single situation. It's
Yeah.
responding to, do I want to be part of this group? Do I want to launch at this certain time?
Yeah.
Not because you're told this is how business is to be run, but this
Right.
is coming from inside of you. So,
Oh, so fascinating. So,
yeah.
okay, before we land the plane, if someone pulls their human design chart today, which
Yeah.
I know you have a free link for them to be able to do that,
Yes.
and they get their chart, what is the first thing they should pay attention to?
They should definitely pay attention to their human design type. In when they pull their chart, a lot of other sites where you're pulling human design, they'll just pull the chart and then there's not like anything context around it, and you're like, okay, what is this? I don't understand.
Right.
Um, but I give you context around like, what is my human design type, and in there I list some of the gifts of that human design type. And
Mhm.
so start playing with that, start leaning into that. Oftentimes, these gifts haven't been used. Like my gift of communication, I was like, I have that gift. I don't think so. I get so nervous around people. But when I started playing with it, I was like, wait
Mhm.
a second. If I just loosen up, like they talk about on the Olympics,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
the stars that win are usually loose and fluid and having fun and playing. That's the same that we can do in our business, right?
Got
And this
it.
gives us a vehicle to do that, to have a pathway to do that.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, just a couple of just for fun questions.
Yeah.
So just for fun, if you could tell your younger self one thing about business, what would it be?
That I could do it.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
I think about the lack of belief that I had in myself, and
Oh,
man, it was so defining me.
yeah.
And I just think about all the things I could have done
Yeah.
or compressed time if I would have just believed I could do it.
Yeah. I love that. I think everybody can relate to that. And then I always like to ask this question too. If you had to rebuild your business from scratch tomorrow, what is the very first thing you would do? And what would you absolutely not do again?
Oh, I would absolutely start with like female founder groups, um, networking, like good networking, not just networking to like, but
Right.
like good groups that really filled my soul,
Yeah.
and have fun. I would have way more fun.
Oh
You know
my
what?
gosh.
I would
Yes.
stop the pressure and stop the like feeling I had to run it
Oh, I
a
know.
certain way. Oh, I would stop the ick.
The ick. I
Yes.
love that. I heard that the other day. Somebody said something about that gives me the ick. And I'm like, I love that. That's so funny. Stop the ick, Courtney
Yes,
says. That's a
yes.
sound bite. I love it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. You and I we need to have salad and we could talk forever. But I do admire you, and I'm so glad that I had you read my human design chart. And then I had you create that private podcast for me, because it truly has helped me just freaking relax, And I'm like, as I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, is she in my head? Does she know my every thought? Because it was so spot on. And you're like the part when you said, you're in a pressure cooker. You need to take the pressure off. And I'm like, oh my God, does she know me? Is she, is she following me around every day? Because yeah. But yeah, I've had other people tell me that too. I had a reading not too long ago, and she was saying the same thing. She's like, you have way too much pressure on you. And I'm like, okay, this gal said it. Courtney said it. Obviously I need to pay attention. So I just appreciate you for sharing your gift in this way. And you have a gift. Speaking of, you have a gift for all of us. The listeners can go grab their free human design chart, right?
Yes, they can grab that. It can tell, they'll get the whole chart. They'll see all the gifts, and see, start playing with those gifts. Start looking at your human design type. Start playing in that area. And then when you're ready to get a full reading,
Yeah.
I can tell you all the gifts that you were born with. And it's just such a neat way to honor our souls and to really acknowledge that we're here. We can do this. We got this.
Yeah. And that link is roiofpeace.com/human design chart. And the link is going to be in the show notes. Courtney, that's also the name of your podcast, right? The ROI of Peace.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Where's the best place for people to connect with you?
Oh, they can connect with me. I'm on the socials on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And those are really great places that they can connect with me and send me a message and ask me questions.
I love that. All right, my friends, as I land the plane, I like to say this every single week. First of all, I want to invite you to join my free Facebook group. If you're not a member of it, it's a beautiful community of just kindness and support. You can get help with things. You can ask for feedback on things. We have free networking sessions once a month that are so fun. They're very high vibe, not your mother's networking. And I do free live Q&A, ask me anything sessions once a month. And once you're a member of the group, you can join those for free. You're encouraged to connect and set coffee chats. The link for that is in the show notes. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur, Get Visible, Grow Your Email List and Your Income. And I would love to know your thoughts on this episode. Send me a message, DM me or email me, and tell me what you want to hear more of, because that is what I'm going to be crafting my content around. And this is the part I say every single week. You could probably say it with me. Don't go it alone. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days you feel like nobody remembers your name. And if you think you're alone, you are not. We all have days when we feel like that. And that's where you need to get into a community of support like my free Facebook group that will support you in ways that you could never, ever imagine. I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And I want you to remember that when one of us rises, we all rise. So that is why we have got to keep cheering each other on. Courtney, thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Tracy. This was so lovely. I was just enjoying the whole time.
Me too. Me too. And we're going to have salad soon.
Yeah, we will.